Craft Little Things. I'm Andrea. I'm going to do the hexagon from book 47 of Big and Little Crochet. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, then go and check out some previous videos. Big and Little Crochet is linked below. This is the blue cobweb hexagon. So for this one I need some leftover river and some leftover petrol yarns. The yarns come with the books, but obviously you use up what's left over from previous hexagons. So these are the two colours I'm going to be using today, and I'm just going to get started. I use a 4mm hook and I crochet in UK terms because that's what the pattern's in. This is the first time I've tried to make up the pattern, so it's very much crochet along rather than a tutorial. And yeah, let's get going. Just need to pick up my yarns from the last one. Okay, so I do give US terms as I go along though, and I can't please everybody. You get a lot of nasty comments on videos because everybody wants a video that suits them, and you can't make a video that suits absolutely everybody. So what I do try to do is I try to sort of just go at a pace that somebody who's already got some basic skills would be comfortable with, allowing people who are more advanced to forward and people who are less advanced to slow down or to go back and check out some previous videos or some absolute beginners videos which are in a playlist on my channel. So we're going to use a 4mm hook, as I said, and we're going to make a magic ring. I go into a bit more detail in my last video on how to do the magic ring, and there is a really slow close-up video on my Absolute Beginners playlist if you want to check that out. So I'm just going to really make my ring. I'm not really going to go into details about how it's made because there's other places for you to find that out. It's a bit awkward. Right, so I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that counts as a treble. So the first 3 stitches count as a treble crochet, a double crochet in the US, and 2 chains. And then I'm going to do a treble into the ring, which is a double crochet in the US, 2 chains, and then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to carry on doing that until I've got 6 posts and 6 spaces. And now chain 2, pull the straggler to pull that circle together, and then count up 1, 2, 3 of my beginning chain, pop my hook into that 3rd chain, pull through a loop and pull it through the loop on my hook, and then I've got a little starting wheel. Now we'll chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that counts as a treble. The first 3 stitches are a treble and 4 chains. And then we're going to do a treble in the next treble and 4 chains. So yarn over, put the hook into the top of that treble from the beginning round, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 4. And then do another treble in the top of the next treble. And then chain 4. So it's called a cobweb hexagon, and it is very sort of cobwebby already. Okay, so for the next round we're going to chain 4, and that counts as a treble and 1 chain. Then we're going to do a 4 loop pineapple in the same stitch. So we yarn over, put our hook into the same space and pull up a loop. Yarn over, hook into the same space, pull up a loop. Yarn over, hook into the same space, pull up a loop. Yarn over, hook into the same space for the 4th time and pull up a loop. Then we yarn over and we pull through all the loops on our hook except the last 2, and then we yarn over and pull through the last 2, and that's a 4 loop pineapple. And then we do 2 chains. And now we move on to the next treble and we do a 4 loop pineapple into the top of there. So that's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop 4 times, yarn over, pull through everything except the last 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2, chain 1, and then we're going to put a treble into the same stitch. Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to do another 4 loop pineapple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull through everything except the last 2, and then pull through the last 2. And then we're going to do that again. So we're going to yarn over, go into the top of the next treble, pull up a loop, do that 4 times. Oops, I got a bit tangled there. Let me just start again. Yarn over, into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through everything except the last 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, 1 chain, a treble into the same stitch. It's a little bit fiddly. Another chain and then another 4 loop pineapple. 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through everything except the last 2, and there's the last, our next 4 loop pineapple. Then we're going to do it again. It's a little bit fiddly and tricky. Keep your tension nice and loose and it might help. 1. Okay, so we've just chained 2 for our last one. And now we're going to put a 4 loop pineapple in this one, so in the one that we started in. Oh, sorry. So we're going to yarn over, put our hook into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop for a 3rd time and yarn over and pull up a loop for the 4th time. And then we're going to pull through everything, finish that off, do 1 chain and then join with a slip stitch to the 4th stitch of this chain from our first standing chain. Oh, and that's that, and then we can fasten off. That was so fiddly. So if you found it fiddly as well, don't worry, because it was. Get a nice little pattern going though. And now we're going to join the river, and we're going to join it to the top of any treble. So that'll be, see here we've got the pineapple, and a treble in the middle. So we'll join this to the top of any treble. My phone's going off. you know, there's been so many interruptions and noises this morning, it's ridiculous. First somebody comes walking through the room to go outside, no regard whatsoever for the fact that I'm working. Then the washing machine goes on, makes a hell of a row. I've had music going on that's probably going to be picked up, and I don't know. Anyway, so chain 5, it counts the treble and 2 chains. 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to do 4 loop pineapple in the 1 chain space. Okay, so the 1 chain space is between this, the treble, and the loop pineapple, I think. So we'll do one here and see what happens. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull it through everything, and then through the last 2. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a 4 loop pineapple in the next chain space, which is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's much easier now. Two chains, a treble into the top of the treble from the last round, 2 chains, and a 4 loop pineapple into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then we do a 4 loop pineapple in this space, 3, 4, and then we do 2 chains, a treble into the top of the treble, 2 chains, and a 4 loop pineapple into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull that all through, and there we go. 3 chains, a 4 loop pineapple into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 chains, a treble into the top of the treble, 2 chains, a 4 loop pineapple into the space. It's so much easier now because you've got so much more space to work with, but also you're working into the spaces rather than the stitches. And then we go into the last 4 loop pineapple. 4. Finish that one off. Chain 1, and then go into that 3rd loop, pull that through, yarn over, and finish off. Now we need to go back to the petrol yarn, and we're going to join it to the first 2 chain space of a corner. So this is one of our corners, so we bring our petrol yarn into there. Probably not the best one for me to have chosen, but then we do 2 half trebles in the same space. So yarn over into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over and these are half doubles in the US. Then do 2 chains and 3 half trebles in the next space. So 1, 2, 3. And then we put 4 half trebles in the next 3 chain space. So that's the big space between the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4 half trebles there. And then we're going to put 3 half trebles into this 2 chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 2 chains and 3 half trebles into that next chain 2 space, and then we're going to put 4 half trebles into this space, the bigger space, and then we're going to put 3 into that corner space. Whoops. 2, 3. We're going to chain 2 and then we're going to put 3 into the next corner space, and then we're going to put 4 into that side space, and our corner is complete. So we just slip stitch into the top of that first stitch and finish off, and that's the end of that one. And pull down into a hexagon. There we go. Looks a bit crumpled up in a minute. Sometimes you might want to block them out a little bit because they can be a bit. That's a corner. Corner. If you identify the corners, it helps you to then pull it into a bit of shape, a bit of better shape. That's a really nice one. I like that. Not as pretty as some of the others, but it'll be nice on the blanket. Okay, so join me soon for the next one, which is 48, and I'll see you very shortly. Bye bye.